as a coach, we need to have the skills, right, in order to make sure that the process is performed effectively. Okay, so we need to have listening skills. So if we ask questions without listening to the coachee, do you think we are able to ask very powerful questions? And also all these questions are popping question. It can be a follow-up question to the one earlier. So we need to have a very good listening skills. Deeper level. What's meant by listen on a deeper level? Can anybody share with me some of the tips, or what's meant by on a deeper level? Anybody?
The question behind the question.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. What else? You know what? When you really are listening, right? It's not this way in, this way out, right? When you listen, I'm sure every one of you, maybe most of you have heard of a very successful interviewer, Oprah Winfrey, the lady, the black lady, okay, who is a very successful interviewer, who has interviewed a lot of celebrities and well-known people in the market, in the world, like even political figure, presidents or celebrities. Okay, all these are her interviewees, right? But you know what? What makes her interviewing skills different from the others is that a lot of times the interviewee will be able to disclose more with her than with when they are with other people. What makes that so different? Like if I'm a celebrity.
Can I say something?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
can I
Marie,
answer
yeah,
that
sure.
one?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, go ahead.
actually I'm on the road, but I'm listening. Because Oprah Winfrey was able to empathize with the interviewee, so she knows how to empathize with people, so that people, when you empathize with people, they tend to open up to you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's also something that we need to learn if we really want to be a good coach. And also this kind of skills, not just limited to being a coach. I think as a successful human resources practitioner or professional, right? If we need to connect with people, empathizing skills, empathetic thinking is really required. So for Oprah Winfrey, one thing special about her is that she used her eye contact to look at the interviewee. Of course, in a comfortable way, right? You just cannot just stare at the interviewee with the coachee without leaving your eyes on him or her, right? So she always look into the eyes of the interviewee or the coachee, we call it interviewee, and then telling the interviewee that we are connected. I'm here to listen to you. Okay, so she used her very powerful eye contact to make connection with the interviewee. Because of that, the interviewees are always more happy to share with her more than they have shared with other interviewer. So that's why she's successful. She's able, because we are able to use your eye contact to connect with the people, basically you are telling them that I feel that you're very important. You have my respect because I'm all ears. I'm here to listen to you. I respect you. So that's why the other party will be willing to share more. So this is a human chemistry, right? So we are not dealing with a machine. We are dealing with human being. That's why we need to really use our ears and your eyes, also our facial expressions, to tell them that we are here to listen to you. We are here to support you. So you are sending this kind of message to the coachee, right? So next would be so get the right mindset, right? I think everybody needs to have the positive mindset, right? We focus on listening and then carry the right mindset. In the earliest life, you did that we have to think positivity. We have to think positively, right? So we will never think that, oh, the coaching must have problem. That's why I'm here to help him. It's not that way. I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to support you. And then we'll active listening by using our, as I mentioned earlier, our eye contact, our facial expression, our body language. Because all this, in a communication, 93% actually is from our body gesture, facial expression, only 7% from verbal. So you can see that our body movement, our facial expression, our gesture actually can tell whether we respect the coachee, whether we are here to listen to them, whether we are here to support them. And lastly would be, not lastly, the second last one is when we hear what the coachee has told you, you need to ask for clarification. A lot of time, maybe you just ask, oh, is this what you meant? You need to ask clarification in order for you to summarize and paraphrase it. A lot of time when we have heard of him or her told you this, and you have to paraphrase it, making sure that your understanding is correct. Okay, so you need to do a summary and paraphrase it. So in the whole process, you start with very good listening skills, and then ask clarification, summarize and paraphrase it, so that you will be able to understand the whole situation well. Okay, so another coaching skills is you have to give feedback. Say, for example, when they come up with some options, then it's also, okay, for these options, is that specific? Is that a specific option? Or do you have timeline? This kind of stuff. So you are giving them feedback. You are not telling them the solution. You just give them something that you may think that, oh, okay, it's not clear. Can you more specific in this point, in your options and in your discovery journey and so forth. So when you give your feedback to them, it has to be like the SMART model, right? You have to be specific, timely, purposeful, right? Because you are there to help them to achieve the purpose, and tactful, meaning that you need to use some positive words, keep your emotion in check, but not be angry with them, and then making them feel that you are threatening them. So we have to be very mindful on the use of word and our emotions when we are giving feedback to the coachees. And of course, so is the ongoing feedback, right? We will not stop from there. And the last one would be when you're doing the coaching, goal setting, right? That is the G, right? The goal setting is very important. And for the goal setting, it can be something to relate, to elevate their skills, to help them to improve their skills. It can be help them to improve their performance. It could also help them to move from one level to another level. That is to help them with their career. So it can be something related to and help them, you also participate, help them to in this goal setting process. So as a coach, you help them in this process by asking them powerful questions, and then connect. Then when they come up with this their own personal goal and is in the company context, would you ask them, would you connect this goal with the company one? So are you aware of the company picture and so forth? So all these questions will help them to make a goal which is in an effective manner, especially when they talk about, okay, I need to set a particular business goal in order to help the company. But is your particular goal, individual goal, aligned with the company goal? That would be your question for the coachee, okay? And then of course you have to keep the commitment alive, meaning that as a coach, you need to follow up together with the coachee and be the coachee's accountability partner. When we talk about accountability, right? At the end of the day, it's the coachee who is responsible for making their goal happen. It's the coachee who come up with who have self-discovery, and then tell you the current situation, what would be sort of the ideal situation to the coachee, and then let the coachee come up with the options, solutions, and then the implementation table. So the coachee is accountable for the whole thing, for making your goal happen, okay? But as a coach, you need to be the accountability partner, meaning that, oh, okay, Peter, you have set this, whoever, David, you have set this goal. You have these milestones, right, for you to achieve your goal. And each of the milestone, you have the timeline and so forth. Are you following it? Next session, maybe the coach will share with you the process or the status. And as a coach, you have to make sure that, it seems like you have deviated from your plan. Is there anything that you need to adjust and so forth? So close monitoring is important. So as a accountability partner, you need to make sure that everything is progressing according to the plan. If there is any adjustment to be made, then you need to work together with the coachee to have an adjusted plan. Okay. So, and lastly would be remain flexible with the goals, right? We all know it. Once you have set a goal, you might change it along the way. due to changes in the business environment, the company environment, and other changes. So that's the process that we have gone through. Any questions? If no, I'm going to show you a video for this GLOW model. And the GLOW model actually is a role play. Both parties actually, you can see all these 4 ingredients there. And you will know how to do a coaching. Okay, so let me share with you the video now. Then after the video, I'll break everybody. It will be your practice session. I'll break everybody into several groups. And then we'll have role play. So, and then in this role play, one will play the role as a coach, and the other is the role of a coachee. And we have 3 people in a group. And the third person is an observer. And the person will need to give feedback to the other 2 parties. Okay. Then after the breakout session, we'll come back to this big room and then share. Okay. So let me share with you the video. But you have to tell me whether you are able to watch it. Huh? Let me give it a try now. Can anybody see it?
Hi, Chris. How are
Can you hear it? Yes, right?
Yeah, we can.
No problem, right? Okay.
you?
Not very good, I'm afraid. I've got a problem, a real problem, and I'm getting really stressed about it.
It doesn't sound good. Tell me what the problem is.
Well, I've got this report to write, and it's got to be done by next Friday. And I put some time aside to do it, but I just haven't managed to get around to doing it. There's so much going on at the moment. I've been doing lots of trainings, I've got lots of meetings, and it just isn't time. And well, now, because next week's so busy, I can't see how I'm even going to get this report done.
How big is this report?
Well, it's going to take about half a day to do. It's about 9 to 10 pages.
Right, okay. So just clarify for me exactly what has to be done by when?
Right, so I've got a 9 to 10 page report that's going to take about half a day to do, and it has to be done by a week on Friday.
Okay, so that sounds quite a lot considering what you've got on. Just tell me a bit about how your week is at the moment. What's going on for you?
It's crazy. I've got Monday and Tuesday, I'm out doing team building with groups of people all over the place. Wednesday, I've got a meeting in Barnstable in the morning, in Tiverton in the afternoon. So that means I don't even get into the office until Thursday. And then, of course, when I get in there, I'll have all my emails and my phone calls and things to do. Plus, my line manager wants to see me. So I can't even see myself getting this started until Thursday afternoon at the very earliest, and that's too late. I'm going to be so stressed.
That does sound pretty tight for time, I have to say.
It is.
Okay, so why don't we just think about all the possible options of ways that you could potentially achieve this. Now, it could be crazy options, okay? It doesn't mean you have to follow through with all of them. We just want to get all of the different possibilities out on the table. So start off by telling me what are the things that you could do to get this done.
Well, I suppose I could not do the report. That would be nice.
Okay.
I don't think that would go down very well, though.
Right.
Well, I suppose I could ask my boss to put back the deadline. And again, I don't think that would look very good.
Okay, so put back the deadline. I'm just going to note them down as we go through. Okay.
Okay. What else could I do? Okay, I've got the meetings on Wednesday. I could see if I could get somebody to cover for me. In fact, my colleague might be able to cover for me on the one in the afternoon in Tiverton. Yeah,
Okay.
that might be possible.
So you could cancel a meeting or get your colleague to cover.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else could you do?
Well, I suppose I could get somebody else to write the report for me.
Yeah.
But by the time I explained it to the person and shown them what to do, I probably could have done it myself in the first place. I'm not sure that would really be much use to me.
No, okay, but an option, so you could get someone else to write it.
Yeah.
Okay. One more?
One more. I could take the report home and do it in the evening, but actually that wouldn't be very popular with my family because I've made a commitment not to do that anymore.
Okay, okay.
But I could do that.
So as an option, it's possible you
Yeah.
could take the report home to do in the evening. Okay, so I'm just going to go back over some of the options you've come up with and summarise them back again. Okay, so you could not do the report at all. All right.
Yeah.
You could get someone else to write it for you. You could ask your boss to extend the deadline, possibly.
Yeah.
You could maybe cancel your meeting on Wednesday afternoon or get your colleague to cover for you, which would give you some time. And then there is the option of taking it home, but obviously that affects your work-life balance and isn't good for you and your family. So out of those options, which one seems the most realistic for you to take forwards?
I quite like the idea of cancelling or getting my colleague to stand in for me on my meeting on Wednesday afternoon, because if I did that, that would mean I'd start the report a day earlier, and then if I didn't get it finished, then I'd have the next day to finish it, so there'd be a lot less stress there. So actually I like that one best, I think.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
sounds all possible. So just as a contingency though, what would happen if your colleague wasn't able to cover? What could you do?
I don't know, I suppose I'd have to do it on the Thursday then, and I'll just have to make sure that there weren't any distractions and that, you know, I could just get on with it.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least likely it's going to happen, and 10 being you're absolutely going to go ahead with the action you've come up with,
Yeah.
whereabouts are you?
I think I'm about 7.
A 7. Okay, 7's good, but what would need to happen to make it a 10 so that you'd be definite?
Don't know really. I suppose if we agreed that I could tell you when I've done it, then that would definitely make me do it, because I would know then I had to do it.
Okay, so having someone accountable.
Yeah.
And you'd like me to do that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No, okay, that's fine. So you can give me a call and let me know exactly when you need to have taken that action.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about getting the report done now?
Really good, actually. I hadn't thought of those possibilities, and it all seemed too much, and now it seems a lot simpler. It's clarified it for me. It feels as if I can do it, so thank you very much.
Brilliant, no, it's my pleasure. Okay, so we better start to think about getting another date in the diary.
Okay.
And you letting me know when you'll be able to get in touch with me to let me know you've done that.
Yeah, I should be able to do that actually after this. And
Okay, so everybody was able to see this video, right? No problem, right? Hello?
Yeah,
It's okay,
thanks.
right?
Yes.
problem, Rita.
Now it's clear, right, about the whole process. And lastly, I think I need to, at the end of the stage where the coachee mentioned about her recommended solution, right? Actually, the coach has to ask him how committed that this coachee is. So on the level 1 to 10, how committed are you to make it happen? So and in that video, the lady mentioned 7, right? So what has held her back not to be 100% committed? So, and she thought, okay, maybe it's good for the coach to call her so that she will feel that, oh, somebody is following up. So I think at the end of the coaching session, you also need to get the commitment from the coachee on how committed they are. Okay, so being an accountability partner is one of the good way to help them achieve the purpose 100%. Okay, so we mentioned about accountability partner and so forth. Okay, so another thing is I want to add on is somebody mentioned that for a coach, for coaching, it's not applicable to all the circumstances. On what circumstances do you think that coaching is not applicable? Anybody? I think Chin, right? Chin has ever mentioned something about it. Chin, would you like to share with us? Chin? Chin, Chin, Chin. Can you hear me?
You call me?
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Can you share with us under what circumstances do we think that coaching is not applicable? It's not applicable to all the problem issues, right? And then you mentioned that, right? Can you share with us again?
I mentioned to you.
You mentioned in the session earlier, the earlier session about coaching. It's not applicable to all circumstances.
In the earlier, I said that the coachings are more about the soft skill, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
mentoring is about the hard skill. For example,
Yeah.
we hire a new employee and we ask someone to mentor that employee to be the expert, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So basically for coaching, right? If you need to learn a skill, a particular skill like computer skills, you need to practice, right? So
Yes.
I cannot use coaching skills to help you to understand how to use Excel, how to be better on using Microsoft Word and so forth. Because under that kind of situation, you cannot use coaching. Okay, it has to be a classroom training. You need to have the laptop, the machine ready, and then just tell them, okay, this is step number 1, this is step number 2. So it's more about, if you're right, you can call this mentoring. I call it whatever is teaching, can be a teaching, right? So that's why for coaching, it's more on the like performance issue. They really, in a company context, right? Their behavior, more on the soft skill and so forth, their behavior, if they really want to move from one level to another level in their career. So that coaching would help, and also help them to unleash their potential. Okay. Yes. So now next would be our breakout session. So let me see how many do we have here? So we have 12 people, but 12 people, actually we have 11. Peter, actually 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So with 11 people, okay, so you got to meet 12. So I'll break everybody into, I think I will have four groups, okay? 3 people in one group, okay? So I just do it randomly, okay? I'll assign all of you randomly, 3 in one group. One has to be a coach, okay, by adopting this model. So any question about this model? It should be easy, right? Just practice it. Practice makes progress. And then one is the coachee. The coachee has to share with the coach on what the goal is, the current situation, options, and solutions. And the coach has to provide the coachee and throw a lot of powerful questions, which help the coachee to discover by himself or herself. Okay. And then the third person is an observer, meaning that once the whole process is done, the observer will give feedback to both parties. Okay. So about the questions, powerful questions, I already put on the shared drive. Okay. If you can access the shared drive, you can take a look at the questions. If you don't have access to the shared drive, never mind, just use your imagination to think, oh, this is a good question for he or her situation. Okay. So I already put the file on the shared drive with questions, powerful questions in each of the stage. And then I also have another worksheet, another file showing it's a blank one, showing the model like GROW, so that you can use that file to write to go through this process. Okay, so I have these 2 documents ready on the shared drive. Just feel free to use it when you are going through this process. Okay, so I will have now it's 12:20, right? So I will have 20 minutes. So 20 minutes should be enough, or 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. I will assign 20 minutes for the whole process. Okay, GROW. Then after that, after 20 minutes, we'll come back to the big room to share. Okay, let me assign to the put everybody in different rooms. 4 breakout rooms are assigned automatically. Let's see. So room number 1, we have Jessica, Sakila, and Tanya. Room 2, we have Ms. Nanin, Sinith, and also Patrick. Room 3, we have Chen, Peter, and Mr. Tang. And room 4, we have Marie, again Peter, because Peter actually appeared twice, right, on the screen, and Tommy. Doesn't matter, I will be in one of the rooms. Okay, so let me set the room first. Options is 20 minutes, and okay, so 20 minutes. Okay, let me open all the rooms now. Lu, do you know what you are supposed to do? Lu, Miss Lu?
Okay,
Okay, welcome back.
we not yet finished, and then
No problem. We just give comment, sharing, whatever. Okay. So who would like to share
okay.
first? Group number one.
Okay.
Group number one. Who is group number one? Maybe who is and Miss Lin, Lalin's team? Who is the observer?
On group number 1, observer
Yeah.
is Shakila.
Shakila and Miss Lalin and also Jessica, right? 3 of you, right?
No, Tanya.
Tanya, Jessica, and Shakila. Okay, okay. So what is your observer? Let us give us some feedback, or what is your experience in going through the whole process, whatever you want to share. Anybody?
Shakila?
Yeah, Shakila, yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, the problem which we received from our employee, and the HR person already provide a solution and guideline. Like the problem she shared, that she is overloaded and she cannot complete overloaded. I think this is the main problem, and she could not complete the work on time, and this and that. So our HR person already provide her a good guideline options. Her first she listen her feelings, and this is totally different from us to learn actually. And she already said advised her to set a meeting with her line manager so that she can tell everything about her feelings about her dissatisfaction in the job and her frustration, and also guide her. I think this is a properly guide her to how could she express his her all of the problems to her line manager. Then if she could not get any solution, then come back to HR again, so that they can arrange another meeting to solve their problem. So here actually I observed that properly the goal setting and the problem solving and distribution, the improvement also in career life, and her job distribution and counseling is very good. Well, she did in the session. That is our
Okay.
actually observation.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, any add-on comments from this team?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
Tanya.
add.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think when we like, it's quite challenging when we have a conversation with Coach Chi and when we ask about, okay, what would you like to talk about today? And a lot of things, in this conversation, in terms of issues, symptoms, everything. I think it's quite challenging to really ask, like to narrow down what is actually the specific or the outcome of the 20 minutes discussion. I think that's one that I feel is quite a bit like challenging to take that. And then when also asking about options, when we ask like what else, but then if the coach said, okay, that's no more. And at that time I got only 2, right? And I feel I have judgment that is still need to explore more, then I divert to different questions. And then I feel that there's a linkage that could be like one option. So I just asked her that this could be one option too. And she agrees, so that we take on and that and deep dive more. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I want to share.
Okay. Okay, that's all for sharing of Jessica group 1, right? How about another group, Mr. Salin's group? Miss Salin's group? Who is with you in the group?
We are group number 2. We have Patrick, Sinat, and me.
Okay,
Yes.
so who would like to share? Observer, yeah.
I am an observer.
Yeah.
Okay. We have the problem from the employee and the coach. The employee said currently she's have a bit issue regarding to the time management and task arrangement because many job which is like the compliance job and the recruitment come in the same time, and that is the priority task that they need to do. We cannot skip anyone else, and she already have the newcomer come, but she have no time to train or delegate her responsibility or her task to newcomer yet. So what is that? Patrick have asked the question regarding to the realistic that she have made it the key issue that why it's become stressful with the task arrangement or something like that. But it's a little bit, it's makes that like it's not very detailed because it's a bit hard for Patrick that the currently he in the China, so he just only know the situation in China, how to progress the compliance or work permit or something like that. And she not very detailed with about the process that she did in Cambodia. So the option that Patrick just only can give to her, it just only use the outsource service and recruit new one headcount. Yes, just only two. That one, what I observe, as I have the experience in Cambodia, so I know the realistic, the deadline of applying the compliance or something like that. We can see it's lacking the information that cannot help the culture to understand more and provide more option to her. Yes, and but finally, we, the employee can select the option, and she feeling like like a bit understand and how to rearrange her task. Yes, something like that. Yes.
Very good, very good. How about another group? Mr. Tang's group. Mr. Tang. Peter, are you in the same group?
Can Chung present, Chung?
Chun, yeah.
Yes. Actually, my group have the Mr. Tang want to be the professional trainer within the 3-year time frame, but actually she's not starting yet. So there's another my Mr. Peter that I recommend him giving some option that okay, he should join the seminar or talking with the discusser with the friend, or take the course of trainer and do some practice. And after, if he feel confident, he just do the training. If he's quite good already, he can promote himself through the social media so that he will become the professional trainer.
Okay, very good. Anything to add on from the same team?
Hello,
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, I would say that I did ask him that to how to say to learn during the process and also to attend others people training, you know, to get their knowledge and also real time sharing so that he can improve himself as a trainer in future. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The last group, actually, I was in the last group. Marie, you are the observer, right? Any comments from your side, Marie?
Yes, I'm one of the observer. Yes, from the comment, at first it started, the coach shows empathy and greet the coachee, right? And then as for the issue, the problem, and then try to set up with the goal, right? Follow the steps. So as for the goal, and then explore the issue and find solution on how to achieve it, and then set action plan, right? So there's and how to and also in setting up the action plan, so also guide the coachee on how to set up the action plan and how to achieve it, right? And what are the options that are possible for the coachee to do in order to solve this issue.
Okay, good. So thank you, Marie. So Tommy, do you think this is a good process to help you out with your problem?
Yeah, I think that I have the good issue.
Okay, so let me share with you some of the powerful questions, because although I put it in the shared drive, right? And I would like to share with you, especially some of the questions that you have never thought of. But when you really have to use this question, you will see the power of it. Let me see. Okay, So here are some of the questions, like options. And it comes to options, I think that's the most challenging part, right? Some people say, I can't think of any, I just think of one or two, right? So maybe what are the, if the coach, right, you may consider asking these questions. What are the different ways in which you could approach this issue? Then help the coach to think, oh, are there a different way, which could be a creative way? And then tell me 5 things that you might be able to do to solve this issue. Then the coach says, oh, I have to come up with 5, not just 1. Huh? And then what else could you do in order to help the coach to think of other options? What would you do if you had more time, a larger budget, or if you were the boss? What would you do? Say, and also what would you do if you could start again with a clean sheet? And if your friend needs this advice, what is your advice for your friend? A lot of people just are stuck inside themselves. If they can think out of the box, maybe move themselves out of the current situation, and then add as somebody who's helping your friend to resolve the issue, you might be able to think of more options because you are no longer in the picture. You have already out of the current situation, add as a third party, and then give comments or advice to your friends, right? So you have to think in a different perspective, from a different perspective. You are a friend. What advice would you give to him or her, my friend, in order to rectify the situation? So the way that you to ask the questions will really prompt more options. So that's why powerful question is very important. And then you say, what options would you offer a friend seeking advice, and what would give the best results? To really help you to think deeply about your problem, and then come up with the options. And then what else could you do? And then way forward, there are other questions as well. So basically, this question I help you to think more, think deeper. So as I mentioned, right, practice makes progress, and make progress. If you have done many coaching enough, then you will be in a better position to perform these kind of skills without meeting a lot of obstacles. So again, practice makes perfect. And actually, it may not just on your formal practicing session. You also can do it in your daily work. Say, for example, when you are having a conversation with someone you're meeting, then you really want to use coaching skills for the people in the meeting to come with more options. Then you can also, you can ask powerful questions, let them come with more options. That will also help in general, the company performance as well. So that's why, as I mentioned earlier, the quality of life depends on the quality of the questions that you ask. So that's why if you're able to come with powerful questions, you will make the situation a lot different. It all comes from practice. Okay, so any other questions for the session today before we close it? No, right? Okay, so if no, then can I just take a group picture? Everybody, can you show your face if possible?